Whoopsie. Hey, we are tWoTcast episode 343.
All right, everyone shut the f*** up.
Wheel of Time. Reread podcast. Explicit and R freaking rated. John is the wild card, always talking shit. Joe's the straight man. He's a total dick. Tom calls in if he's not too busy. We are tWoTcast!
You're viewing tWoTcast or listening? I don't know. The Wheel of Time Reread podcast, now exhaustingly covering the Wheel of Time companion. With me, as always, is Jono.
Jono!
And Tom.
Study your math.
So that out of order, and I'm Joe. Under a row. Hey, boys. How are you?
Hi, Ro. How are you?
Good.
You think it's weird that in the intro Taffy says explicit and are freaking rated? Instead of fucking.
Explicit doesn't have to mean like it's very like explicit what she's talking about. It's very like kind of she's explaining.
Why would that be weird?
Yeah, she's explicitly saying that we're R freaking rated.
Why isn't R fucking rated?
Well, that would be explicit
because it's an intro, Tom, and we don't want to say fucking.
Oh, that's true. I guess it's the warning.
Yeah.
It's the last time you're going to hear freaking.
Hey, spoilers for probably the whole series. We're covering the Wheel of Time companion. Also, we say fuck a lot. Boys.
I say freak never.
Yeah, I don't say freaking. Ever. Today's episode is brought to you by the letter R.
Thank you, letter R.
I mean, I guess you can thank a letter.
What are these letters paying us for each episode?
Lots of money, but you guys can see it.
Yeah, how much is this sponsorship?
Goes into my bank account.
Son of a bitch.
Should we just bring our guests out? I'm already bored talking to you.
We already have guests. Who are they, Joe? Or Ro?
Alan Romanczuk, editor of the Wheel of Time, is here.
Alan Romanczuk.
Hey, Alan.
Hi. I understand I'm called Alna now.
Almond Bunt.
Alna.
Alna.
I mean, you can say you can be called Alna if you want. All you want.
That's all right.
I feel like
your call.
I feel like
No, it was in the liner notes. Someone made a mistake. That's why I do encyclopedias. I catch these things.
this is an editorial genius at work, live on the air. See it in action.
Gee, right off the bat.
Who actually reads the description? Gosh, Alan, you caught me.
If you like a favor, Alan, could you maybe start just proofreading all of our tweets? It sounds like you've got nothing better to do, but before we send anything out, let's filter it through you and we'll be good.
Good. It's always a good idea to filter things through me.
Yeah.
That's why I have to change my clothes 20 times a day. But
Yeah?
Huh.
no, that's obscure. Never mind.
He forward up.
Why don't you bring out the next guest? What the hell?
Oh, the next guy? Okay.
It might make more
With us
sense.
also is Ryan from the Way of the Leaf.
That's right. Lover of dragons, holder of roses,
In your mouth, specifically.
felt puppet himself. What's up, guys?
I would think that if we bring out Alan first as the writer of the book that we're covering, then the second guest must be like some kind of superstar. But it's just
I mean, I just thought we'd get to the meat.
No, yeah. So, yeah, your tweet to promote this was like, on this next episode, we have the editor and author of blah, 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 Alan and Ryan from Leafcast.
And Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
I'm a vestigial guest.
some guy we know whose name starts with R.
Ryan, you'll be happy to know that my Halloween resolution this year was not to tell any more sock puppet jokes for the rest of the year.
Oh, that's funny because my New Year's resolution is to only do editor and writer jokes.
Good. Bring it on.
Yeah. So yeah, I have maybe a couple. We'll see.
I really was hoping you were going to say you have a routine, and I thought you had at least a tight 2 minutes we're about to hear.
Type 2. Well, let me just start real quick. Alan, let's just say your last name needs a good editor. Oh, but All right.
Well, if it had been edited, I wouldn't be here.
I mean, it could have still had an R in it.
Nope.
All
I don't think
Whoa.
Jono is. You have to take out the whole thing.
I mean, not necessarily. Maybe just need
Thank
to be
you,
sculpted.
Kay. Kay Sadai. Whatever will be, will be.
There it is. Whatever will weave, will weave.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, no, everyone say hi to Alan and forget about me. It's okay.
Hi, Ryan.
This is amazing. Standing on the shoulders of giants, man, makes you feel like a fucking puppet. And
How tall are you, Ryan?
And speaking of puppets, in the very first entry, there's a very offensive. It's the second entry. Okay, let's get into it.
Wait, Ryan, are you getting into the entries?
No, well, I'm pissed.
It looks like. All right,
She said.
Wait. Ryan, you can't do entries until we play the theme song.
All right. I'm jumping the gun.
The Wheel of Time
Our
companion
award-winning theme
with
song.
Alan Romanczuk and Ryan from the Way of the
I
Leaf.
felt like you chose me for this just because of this. You set me up. I'm livid. I'm livid. Roll the entry. No, just kidding.
Roll it!
Roll!
Rocking in the sky, but if it's injured, it won't fly. Take a look, it's in the book of your time companion. Friends can go anywhere, but he has to know the embarkation to go and open a portal. Mad jokes about anything. Martin Bailey's cards on page 95. The Wheel of Time companion. Because we'll read them. Now it's on to the Patreon.
That gets better every time I see it.
Alan, we didn't have that at A, did we?
No.
Pretty sure we
Yeah,
did. We not? Oh yeah. We
I
did.
mean,
No, we
No,
did
it's-
somewhere.
I think it was
early
just
on.
Jono strumming on a banjo, wasn't
Yeah, it was. Stringless, too, is the weirdest part.
stringless. It's so
Guys,
good. You might want
hear
to.
that Alan watches our show sometimes.
He's seen every episode. You know it, and I know it.
I know.
it?
Multiple times.
All right, Ryan. What's your?
All right, Ryan, take it away.
what do
You've got
got?
something set up for.
He's got a bone to pick.
With an ER. Rabbain Marusha. Second entry. An Aes Sedai of the White Aja. Served as Amaryllis seat. Blah, 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 blah. She was not a puppet of the hall.
So what's your point?
Fuck, Alan. You insensitive prick. No. That is like they use the P word. We don't use the P word in my presence.
Yeah, Alan, that's Feltist.
Yeah. I'll accept PH words and PS words, but not PU.
Well, if it helps, Maria wrote that entry.
Okay, I'll pick that bone with her.
We'll see her on
Hey,
next
Alan.
episode.
When we have Maria on for the letter S, like, if there's anything you want to just have us tell her, talk to her about, you just let us know throughout that.
I'll give you a list. Yeah.
Ask her about this. Oh, okay. Well, I can write that down. not a puppet. I mean, that's why we wanted you to be on this episode, Ryan. It had nothing to do with your name. It was just
No, I need
a
to.
character that's specifically not a puppet.
I will give voice to the silent majority that is the felt among us.
I have felt among us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So, by the way, technically it says she was not a puppet of the hall, but definitely not in true control. So if we drop those nots, right? She was a puppet of the hall, definitely in true control. So, think about that. Maybe that's a good thing to be a puppet.
No.
Yeah, maybe all we need is an editor for this book. Or
No, wait, what does it mean to be a human of something? Oh, you're a human of the hall.
It means you have emotions.
And a soul.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah. Like women.
That's a good point.
It's okay. Jono doesn't have a soul either.
Yeah, ginger. Yeah. Tom, what do you want to start with? Or actually, Alan, did you do your reading? How far did you get?
Well, I got 3 or 4 pages, I think. But yeah, actually, something Tom said right in the beginning made me think of this, which was study your math. And on the very, very first page, we have Radun's standard of deviation, which is a method used by Aes Sedai of the White Ajah for explaining logic arithmetically. So the word deviation stood out immediately to me. Being an ex-statistician, for those of you who don't know, a standard deviation, which is probably where RJ got this from, is a dispersal of data from a mean. So you draw a bell curve, and the mean is right in the center, and one standard deviation is about 2/3 of those.
Well,
that doesn't make any sense.
Standard deviations, one on each side.
Joe, why don't you go ahead and share Alan's screen? Let's get your whiteboard up, Alan.
My whiteboard got sold, I think, so I can't do this.
2 standard deviations. You go from one side of the curve to the other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, deviations, John. So
I'm a deviant man.
Yeah, I was about to say he lives it.
What if you
But
have a
look,
bell curve like this, but instead of a line straight down the middle, it's straight up through?
I read this and then went over to the Rand section, and it started falling into place. And this was really pretty cosmic because he's describing logic arithmetically. So we could talk logic very simply as the if A, then B, right?
Search.
All right, so I'm drawn to Rand. Okay, here's a passage about in the middle of Rand's section. It said, after learning that Herod Feld, Herod Fell, his mentor, philosopher, had been torn limb from limb, made love to Min for the first time. If A, then B.
Yeah.
Guy gets torn limb from limb by a golem, makes love to Min.
Then he tears her hymen.
Alan, the paragraph right above that, it says, it's... Jesus, John.
I'm not done here yet. Hang on.
Okay.
So we go up a couple of paragraphs from there, and we find that Rand is
in the stone.
Let's see. He and the Aiel took Camelin and Rand killed Robin and Teleran Riyadh with the aid of blah blah blah. Anyway, he essentially no, I'm missing it now. There's something to do with Avienda.
Oh, that's on page 608, the first full paragraph. First
full
sentence.
Paragraph.
Before taking the city, Rand followed Avienda as she fled through a gateway. She formed instinctively, bedded her in the snows of Shanshan.
Very much
okay. The
Shanshan and returned to Carrion.
Logically follows from that, then.
Yeah.
Yes.
If A, then B, and lastly, the next page. Rand and Min took evasive actions after Rand lost control of Kalendor, which is a whole other discussion because of the symbolic representation of Kalendor. What does that really mean?
Penis.
He lost control of it.
Let's dig into that.
They took evasive measures and wound up in Camelin with Rand in disguise.
Yeah.
There, Min, Avienda, and Elaine bonded Rand, and he impregnated Elaine.
Uh-huh.
If A, then
B, yeah.
B and C and D.
Yeah.
So I think we have right there a good example of Raden's standard of deviation.
Which is basic, yeah. Which is Rand is only attracted to tragedy.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
if he's experiencing tragedy, which is A, then he impregnates somebody, which is B.
Yeah. And that makes sense, right?
I
I,
think-
mean, think about how he was born. You know,
Yeah.
there's a battle all around, he slips out of a vagina. Like, that's already his kind of start. So if there's a battle, he's going to slip into a vagina, possibly. Like, this makes deep sense.
It appears the stakes get higher and higher every time before Rand's willing to sleep with somebody. Like, first he's like, I have to chase you, let's have sex. And then it's, oh, this guy I got killed, let's have sex. And
No,
then
not
it's like, I almost
torn limb
destroyed
from limb.
I almost destroyed the planet Earth, let's have sex. What's next?
Well, and this is after withdrawing Kalendor. So.
Yeah.
You mean the phallic symbol that shoots white light out of it and he lost control of it and then impregnated somebody?
Yeah.
That's want to make sure we're there.
Kalendor was having problems that day.
Jono, Glenn wants to know: do these things pop into your head, or does actually using brain power to come up with them?
Combination. It's a combination.
It's a combination. Sometimes he's reading and he's like, "This is funny. I'm going to write this down for later." Other times it's just natural. You know?
Honestly, it feels like it used to take effort, and then he's been doing it for so long that it's effortless and thoughtless at this point. It just flies right now. It's like
Thoughtless it is.
Of all the Wheel of Time podcasts, we are the oldest Wheel of Time podcast. I can't say that we're good at it, but we're the oldest.
That's right.
This is pretty good.
Yeah. We should still have some expertise to help us. I want to stick on
We're
Rand.
sick of each other.
Okay, sticking on Rand.
Yeah, just like a good old. Never mind. By the way, I don't know if you know this.
Was that a censor?
He would have made a great topic for a book. Like, this is a pretty epic guy, just like entry, just all on its own. But I'd like to talk about him with Elaine. On page 607, the paragraph that starts with Rand pairing Moraine.
Yes.
The last line of that paragraph, in the stone, Rand canoodled a bit with Elaine, though short of actually making love, and had lessons in how to rule.
Mm-hmm.
What is short of actually making love? Like, is he
Third base?
like
Okay.
soaking?
There
Oh,
we go.
so eating her out, she's sucking him out. Like, Alan, what did RJ mean by
Short
Short,
making love is no penetration.
The poop hole loophole.
Thank
You know, believe it or not, we never discussed this.
It's right here.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
Well, this
you
was written before I was hired, so
Did you guys discuss it afterwards, though? Like, not
Hey.
just.
raise your hand if you've canoodled in your life before?
Canoodled.
I don't know. I can't.
You know
I
what
don't
that
know
means.
if I can't.
I do a lot of canoodling.
Can either confirm or deny.
I've got to say that I'm currently short of making love to anybody right now. Is that so? Have I canoodled?
Is your dog
I'm just
nearby?
sitting out. Well, I mean, I'm just sitting outside. No.
Len, I don't think you're canoodling. I think
Is
you need a
this
partner.
canoodling?
Canoodle.
We're short of making love.
Yeah.
Alan, what do you think?
Well, I think Rand came up short. He had not pulled out Kalendor at this point, right?
Oh, he had this.
Oh,
Oh yeah, this is after.
Kalendor. So, but it's before he resheaths it, and also once he resheaths it, all of a sudden, like his sex drive really turns on. Do you think
Huh.
that's kind of like a related thing?
I mean, am I the only person here waiting for the editor to confirm whether or not they did finger stuff?
Well, maybe Ryan would know that because he's a finger puppet, right?
It's another
Yeah.
comment.
And I get around. I get around.
Speaking of Rand, I feel like Alan had a good story about Rand in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Hershey. Oh, you really want to bring that up, do you?
Yeah.
I feel like it
All right.
ties into
Yes.
Ryan's. I feel like it ties into Ryan's poop hole loophole story too. Like,
Yeah,
All right.
Hershey. Yeah, I get it.
Well, Reese's peanut butter cups are owned by Hershey's, both Pennsylvania institutions. And the connection here is that in the old manuscripts from RJ, Rand's original name was Reese.
so question for, I guess, chat and everybody here. Number one, did any of you guys know this?
I didn't know that.
I had
I don't
forgotten
So,
because
Oh, you know.
I forget who went to, like, someone went to the archive and like read a bunch of shit.
yeah.
And like, but there's no way. I did not
Someone
remember.
Someone went there and read something.
Someone to the archives read a bunch of shit.
And then proceeded to tweet it. And I think that she or he was stopped.
So I mean, which is a better name? Like I Reese Outdoors, pretty sweet.
Well, that's my question.
It is.
All right.
It
So,
is.
all right. So we'll start with Ryan. Do you like the books more or less if his name is Reese?
Is it RHYS, Alan? Reese, not Reese.
I believe so. RHYS.
Ah, well,
Oh no, then I hate it. Then I hate it. That's the worst thing ever.
Landon and Avienda would have been.
No.
Reese's.
If it's
Oh. Yeah.
Milk among you, apparently. Yeah.
that's the best
Reese's.
Reese's joke we're gonna have. Let's move on.
that is, yeah, jeez.
No, but anyway, I think this is.
Joe, if we get
accurate.
upstage in the
I-
comments, don't show it.
I
sorry.
first read this on a dot matrix printout in a closet. Now, don't ask me what I was doing in the
No,
closet.
no.
Bandersnatch.
We're obviously gonna ask you that.
There it was, and
He's a Harry Potter cosplayer.
yeah, it's.
no.
But I think that's true. But this is a good, probably a good time to give a plug for Mike Livingston's book, which is coming out a week from today.
He doesn't need a plug from us. All right. Go ahead now.
Okay.
Well, I can't wait to read it. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and it's. I think he actually mentioned something like that in the book, if he got deep enough into the archives. So we'll see.
Nice.
I would hope he
That
did.
I
reminds us.
withdraw the plug. I would.
Oh. Yeah, you know what? The best part of the plug. is
Yeah, well, no. Well, I mean, eventually we all should withdraw the plug.
At some point.
Yeah, you gotta take the plug out because how else are you gonna get to the Hershey's?
So, by the way, that reminds
Who
me.
is making that sound?
Curious.
Well, it wasn't any of us that can see our actual faces.
I mean, I knew the answer.
You got deep into the archives.
All right.
Well, should we switch to like a serious topic?
I mean,
by the
what,
way?
is there anything in Rand's cliff notes of the book? Is there anything that Rand
I found something. Yes. Excuse me. I have the floor. Thank you. In Rand's second problem. In Rand's second problem, as illustrated by the companion, Rand is a super Taveran,
Yeah, what's a super Taveran?
more so than Perrin or Matt, and had an intermittent effect on the laws of chance, which is a different wording than you'll find anywhere about what Taveran is or what Rand does. And I think that we could spend 3 hours talking about it. Go.
I like the term super Taveran. That's amazing. They always in the book. It's always just like he's more strongly Taveran than anybody since Arthur Hawking. Nobody ever used the word
there's
super
never been
Taveran.
like
I think that's what super means. Arthur Hawkling was a superhero.
Uh huh.
Like Hawking.
superhero.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
I think
I
you're a
wanted to
superhero
say
in real
Taviran
time.
on steroids, but
Yeah.
I was shot down.
But what is this whole thing about chance in regards to the effect on the pattern? Like we discussed on our show, does Rand have free will? Is tWoTcast free will and no one else has free will? Is everyone else have free will and tWoTcast is predetermined? Right. So we had these discussions, and now all of a sudden there's this notion that he has an intermittent effect on the laws of chance, which makes me think of Matt and his gambling and the luck factor.
I feel like that's present in the book with all the
Yeah,
weird things that
the amount of
happen.
times he felt, that he could do shit that actually would work or reflect poorly on him, and he gets stabbed by Peyton Fane. Still, same idea.
Like, what about
Children
book 3
falling
when
from
he's like
buildings
traveling
and
and they're
surviving,
following
yeah.
the effects of him being tWoTcast to the extent that like him just like
Super
staying
tWoTcast,
somewhere
Joe.
for a day
Yeah.
changes.
Super tWoTcast. Yeah. No, and that's true. And that's that's all happening, but how they describe tWoTcast is like their effect on the pattern. They're not talking about chance. They're like, where does chance come in with pattern? Where's the laws of chance come in when we're talking about pattern?
Alan,
Chance
explain
in
to
a
him the
way,
rules of Monopoly.
you're being drawn.
It's
in
a
history.
paradox. It's a
Yeah.
paradox. But it's
Oh, well, that's
things which appear to be chance might be part of the pattern.
Uh-huh.
In the street, you get hit by a car. It's part of the pattern, but it happens by chance as well. It depends on the viewpoint. So he actually had an effect on the pattern itself, the way it played out, which from our standpoint, from a lower standpoint, would be the laws of chance. It's just semantics. It's nothing to get bent out of shape about. I don't think.
It's semantics. Okay, yeah.
You don't have a,
Alan, you should go on literally every single YouTube show and podcast and say, it's just semantics. It's nothing to get bent out of shape.
Yeah.
And everyone will be immediately out of content.
The silence you heard was my heart dropping in my stomach.
It makes me so happy.
Global warming, it's nothing to get bent out of shape.
Guys, just calm down about these books for real. Signed out.
Yeah. These things
Signed Alan.
Also, on the cliff notes, I do
What? I
love
don't understand what this laws of chance is. Semantics. Moving on.
at the
Semantics.
at the end of Rand's cliff notes, there is still what's funny is like I was reading this like really hoping there'd be a little more granularity, and I'm not upset with the lack of it. But the last paragraph for Rand is just like, although he can no longer channel, when he wanted his pipe lit, it was. And I was like, damn it, I want to know how or why, but it doesn't matter. I'm glad that you guys were just again.
Yeah, that's semantics. What is want?
Yeah.
What is lit?
That's speculation now. So
Thanks, Alan.
that's I think purposely left in the air. Is there a new age? In the new age, is there a new form of magic that's not the old form? So
Alan, can I ask? Do you know the actual answer?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm
Alan,
sorry
are
if
you
it
just
sounded
saying
like
that to
I-
us?
I mean, if you know the answer, I'm not going to ask you what it is. I'm just curious if you actually know.
Alan, are you safe where you live? Blink twice if Amazon is allowing you to live another
Just
day.
on the other side of the doorways behind Alan. The stew guys with guns just
Amazon
waiting.
stooges. Yeah, just like ready to take.
They're everywhere. They're not going to deliver my package tomorrow. I really needed that leaf sucker. Yeah.
You sucker.
They're falling from the sky, guys.
That's not what it's called. It's a leaf.
You got yours on backwards, Tom. Dumbass.
I just
I
always
was
assumed
rather
Rand had
remark.
fulfilled his purpose and he was outside of the pattern at that point and could kind of do a little bit of a Matrix style bending of reality.
Well,
Or
let's
was
get
there a new pattern? Was there a new pattern?
Yeah, and he's not in it anymore, right? Just nod your head. Just do it.
Well, I think everyone's in the pattern. the point is, in a new age, how much does the pattern change? That's
Doesn't he-
rhetorical.
yeah.
I have no idea.
Maybe he
All
just
right,
had a Zippo lighter and no one had ever seen one of those before, so that's why it seemed confusing.
They're just like, what?
Could be.
It's like it's just a
Yeah.
slider.
No, I always had, I always just thought it was akin to what Nakomi did, and I always thought that he kind of leveled up to her status.
Let's do something real quick and go to page 602 and cover Robin
Yeah. That was way too deep for you guys. Let's move
Yep.
a
on.
little bit.
There's a total. There's a lack of information of his.
I got it, Ryan.
Oh, we can go back. I just want to
Okay.
ask this question before I have too many drinks and forget about it.
Well,
So on
finish Ryan's thought. Let Ryan finish his thought.
Oh no, that was it. No, that's
okay.
it. No, that was it in summary. Yeah, like I always think he's kind of like a Bodhi Sattva, like floating around like a human god hybrid. But like the only other example I think is Nakomi, and I think it's fitting for like the male and female halves to like be
Yeah, I
kind of
agree.
together, like in that kind of whatever they are, whatever you want to call it. But yeah,
I think we have a similar idea. I think that we're expressing differently, especially when it describes how Rand used the true power of Side Air and Side Hand to steal him back. Like maybe that is a new power.
Interesting.
Anyway, for Robin, my question is for like, I just want to ask it before we just get completely derailed. You know how for like 2 decades, everyone's like, who killed Asmodean? And Robert Jordan's always said, it's right there in the book, all the clues that you need.
Yeah.
And then in Robin's entry, it just says, he killed Avienda, Matt, and Asmodean. And I'm like, what if that's what he was referring to and just fucking with us the entire time?
it's this book. It's this book.
Who killed Asmodean? He's like, it's obviously Robin. I mean,
It's right there. He killed him.
And then he unkilled him. So kind of. I love that Alan's just gonna like.
RJ's just trolling everyone for the,
Yeah.
for the next 2 decades.
I'd never
It's
considered
in the
it before, and then
text.
I'm like, wait a minute, it's right there. It's on the page, black and white. What do you mean, who killed Asmodean?
All right, let's get back on track. Alan,
Are
want
we
to talk
off track?
about did RJ like Asian food?
Where is this going to go?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Ramen noodles?
Oh, I have that note.
I see where you're going with this.
Oh, we all do, apparently.
Yeah, that's
a terrible
Japanese, but that's okay.
Because apparently Balthamal's real name in the Age of Legends was just Evil Ramen.
Evil ramen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, page 604.
604.
I'm so
Evil
sad that we
ramen.
both saw that. We're just like, evil ramen.
604 evil, comma or ramen, comma evil.
Yeah.
Balthamal's name in the Age of Legends.
Yeah, it's like the
Evil
Gen Eel.
ramen.
Yeah.
You
He ate
where
at one of
the
those
Gen
ramen
Eel
places
came
that
from.
has like the heat challenge, kind of like hot ones. And he was just like, never again. That ramen place is evil.
Alan,
There were no ramen places when these books were written, Joe.
did Robert Jordan like rap music?
Like the Beach Boys, right?
Did people with that much money eat ramen? Hold on, Glenn. You can
Everyone
get some
eats
expensive
ramen.
ass ramen.
Also,
Because right here we got Rakim, and that's Eric B and Rakim, famous rap duo.
Okay, I don't recall any rap music CDs in his collection.
Okay.
It's mainly jazz and classical and some of the more local stuff. But no, some 60s rock folk.
Also,
Yeah.
he was a big fan of Taylor Swift.
Yeah. He was ahead of his time.
Yeah,
Literally.
Yeah.
way ahead. Way ahead.
that would have been wild if he was just listening to hardcore rap in the studio while he was writing. Also hard music to write to.
That's, Stephen King did heavy metal when he wrote. In his book on writing, he says that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Or heavy drinking, I guess, is what he did. So probably the metal was probably better.
Yeah. Except for
I don't believe he has a team of writers. He must. And that guy is so prolific.
Yeah.
Just should see when he comes.
He's a polka fan. Okay, interesting.
I mean, what do you think?
Weird Al polka fan.
Yeah. Weird Al.
Hey, I met him. I went to a Weird Al concert meet and greet a couple weeks ago.
No.
One of the best fucking things of my life.
Oh.
And I've seen a woman make
Ryan just no.
I like the idea of RJ listening to like some Coltrane while he's writing the books. That's great.
Yeah. Jazz is soothing. It's a zone out and get work done.
If you had me guess, I would have just thought his whole collection was like Patsy Cline. And I don't know where that comes from. That's just like from my gut.
There's a couple Steve
Alan just shakes it. No.
No.
Alan, people can't see you shake your head on the podcast. I know they can see it on YouTube. It's whether they're viewers or listeners is to be determined.
I mean, it was so vigorous. There might have been like a swishing sound. He was shaking his head so fast.
Alan, question for you from a reader known as me. So
yes,
in this section we have Renale, one of the Seafolk Windfinders. Obviously, they've got a lot of chains going from nose to ear, etc.
Yeah.
Do they take those off for sex?
Well, it depends. If they're into bondage, they come in handy.
Yes. Yeah.
On or off?
Your pleasure.
Depends on what your safe word is.
Yeah. With the bowl of winds, it has a whole new dimension, though.
I guess it depends on how much you're.
Wait, I just imagine like
I don't even know how to take that.
Chains, like I can
like two
down,
Windfinders, one bowl. Like what are we talking?
That was extra disturbing.
No, I won't say it.
You can. Text it to Jono and Tulsa.
Anything goes on this show.
Yeah, you're good to go, Alan. You know that. Someone else. All I've got is not great stuff here for the next couple of minutes. So Tom,
okay, all right, let's go to page.
How about the
22?
Whoa, okay.
Wait, where are we going?
622.
Okay.
You got that far.
I did the whole thing, Alan.
Tom did his homework. He's a good boy.
That's amazing.
He studies his math. He reads his R's.
I was actually the Ring of Tamerlan. I was actually interested in the entire entry. I don't really feel like any of that comes up in the books.
It never gets answered, I guess, because that's what he was the Tamerlan. I always feel like that's about to interrupt me.
Me too.
No, it's a keep talking while we're.
But it's the Ring of Tamerlan.
All right. A legendary ring believed mythical by most people, worn by the leader of the Aes Sedai during the Age of Legends. Stories about the Ring of Tamerlan said that it was an Angreal, Sa-Angreal, or Tur-Angreal of immense power. It was supposedly named after the first person to learn how to tap into the true source and channel the one power. And in some tales was actually made by that man or woman. Despite what many Aes Sedai said, no one knew whether it was a man or a woman who first learned to channel. Some believe that the title of Amirlan was a corruption of Tamerlan. I always assumed that, actually, that last one.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. That was my assumption from reading the books, but there's they never really talk about any of this, do they?
I don't think I know any of that, yeah.
I think the answer is no, not directly, hence why it's a whole bunch of maybe.
It's the One Ring. We all know it.
But it is cool that the Amazon show has taken on the ring. Maybe this is an homage to that, right? Like they've made the Aes Sedai ring a very prominent feature of the show.
Interesting.
And I love it.
Alan, your thoughts? 'Cause you've
Everyone
never
knows
read
Tom loves the
before.
show.
You really want to know my thoughts? I was thinking of the aura ring. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
It
The
can
mood
track
ring?
your sleep and
Mhm.
your fitness, and
Yeah, my wife wants one.
that's a total non sequitur. But
That's
the only thing that came to
Alan, that's our
mind.
whole show.
Ring.
So we do an entry and we're like, look at all this information. And this is new and this wasn't in the books and this is pretty interesting. What do you think? And Alan's response was, have you seen that one commercial?
Speaking of rings,
I don't know.
And
we all know.
on the Ring doorbell, you know.
The ring is a Horcrux. And that's
Is-
true,
is
White
it a-
Shizzle, because as we know, everything's a ripoff of Harry Potter.
It's true.
I mean, we already established that Alan is a Harry Potter cosplayer that lives under the closet at Paris.
Yeah.
Uh,
Alan,
No, but before we leave this, I mean, this is mentioned from time to time throughout the books, isn't it?
Yes,
there
it
are references to it. This
Yeah.
just
yeah, there's
brings it all
references, but
together in one place.
there's no, yeah, no, definitely not. But there's no, I don't think the substance of this entry is really in the books. Like, I feel like this is like something he wrote for his background, and you know, and he just like referenced it periodically.
Yeah.
But I don't think we knew any
Yeah.
of this like actual information.
So if you look at it, like it's literally just a giant open question of like what everyone's assumptions were, right? Like is it a Angreal, Terangreal, Sangreal? Don't know. Male or female? Is it related to Amiril and Tamir? So again, it's just kind of this was out there. We know that that Luther and Telamon was, did have the ring of Tamerlan, and therefore, what the fuck is that? I don't know. Don't read and find out because we don't fucking know. Or read and don't find out, I guess. Oh, that would have been a great name for this. Read and don't find out.
Radpo. Radpo.
Radpo.
Yeah.
Radpo.
all right. It took about 5 minutes, but we finally got the cock reading joke.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in your fans, tWoTcast.
Oh no!
I mean, well, that's really cruel.
All right, this is pretty funny. So we have page 612. I love how orderly this is. Page 612, Rashima Karen Mosa, which is back when Karens were badass and awesome.
That's what most of me.
Right, this woman, she was a battle Aja. She was the soldier Amerlin, right? When she died, her body was discovered after the battle, surrounded by her 5 warders, count them 5, and a vast wall of Trollocs and Murdral, which contained the corpses of no fewer than 9 dreadlords. That is
she's
a vision.
She's a badass. Yeah, that's awesome.
That sounds like the carnage of the Battle of Dumais Wells, just like by one chick though, like just like pile of corpses, like a gangbang gone wrong. Like that's fucking awesome.
That's what I was thinking, Jono. Thanks.
Actually, my mind goes to in season 1 of the show, or is it? I mean, episode 1 of the show. Is it episode 1 where they have a fight, or is it episode 2? I don't remember. But when Lan rolls on the ground underneath her, blasting a Trolloc, and then comes up and then hits the next Trolloc, kind of thing. Like she shoots over his head, and that kind of like instinctual, the way they were fighting together, but with 5 of them, that would be pretty. I imagine a really powerful Aes Sedai could pull up.
That'd be some difficult choreography.
That's the key. That's the point. It'd be really difficult to be that well trained and that well in sync with your Aes Sedai and 4 other guys.
Or she just killed them all in a giant weave, including her warrior.
Yeah, maybe it's all collateral damage.
She just blasted she's like, screw it. We're all gonna die.
Yeah. These people suck. Alan, what's your next entry? Because I know you took notes.
Shutting out.
About Karen Mosa?
Yeah, Karen Mosa.
Karen Mimosas.
My mind was just going to The Peripheral by William Gibson. which is now on Amazon Prime as a series. Very very good show, by the way. But in it, there's a connection between warriors, which is a haptic connection that makes them fight as one. An entire unit of Marines can fight as one person.
Oh, okay, cool.
And they know what's going on. It's very much like the warder idea.
Ooh, okay. A haptic connection.
Isn't that a feel in haptic? Like you feel?
Haptic is
Yeah. And what they do is they, for the visual effect, they hold out their hand, and there's this little crinkly thing going across their hands, and you see it's some kind of an electromagnetic connection.
Gotcha.
To their
Yeah.
fellows.
Except my first thought was like, so you just hold hands fighting? But that's clearly not.
No.
no, yeah.
Yeah, you hold calendar, I think.
Yeah. Let's go to page 618. Everyone's favorite character, Asanua.
What was the name of that show again?
The Peripheral.
Peripheral.
I actually watched the first episode of that. Yes.
If you look way over there, you'll see it.
Yeah.
Jono, what was your entry?
Radam Sadam Asanua. Yeah.
What page, man?
Where are you
18.
618.
where are you getting
Okay.
Nua from? That's my question.
Asu Nawa. Not Nawa Nua.
Asunawa. High Inquisitor, the Hand of Light.
Yeah, you don't need to read the whole thing. I've just got
Yeah,
some
it's very
couple questions here.
Surprisingly long entry.
Thank you for noticing. The third paragraph about him.
Okay. A light session.
Yeah. So if you want to read part of it, Joe, and I apologize in advance for Joe's reading to our viewers, listeners, and diddlers.
He was allowed to have Morghese for about an hour for a light session of questioning involving knotted cords and needles. That Valda then used this to coerce Morghese into his bed. Disgusted Asunawa.
That's
He
enough.
was to be the first to hang a queen in Amador. Okay, sorry.
So, Valda is by easily, well, maybe not the worst, but one of the most fucking disgusting characters. Like, no jokes, just. But now I'll go to the joke. Bondage rapist, I guess that exists. Congratulations, society. Sounds like he's also an acupuncturist rapist. Now that's a kind of niche rape, I would assume, right? That's what he's doing with the needles.
It depends on the type of needle.
Alan just says, You're right. You're not wrong.
Yeah. Just
Yes. I agree.
Yeah.
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 You're not gonna.
Some are like some, are more slicey. He's more pokey.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say he's like the greatest or master rapist, like Doylan Millar is, but
Doyle Millar, yeah.
No, knots and needles.
Nuts and
1 in 10 rapists poke.
Did you write that, Alan?
No.
We have to. Let's move all the way past this.
Yeah, I agree. This is bad. Jono says horrible things. We all know that.
Page 620, Rodian.
Okay.
620.
Let's see.
You mean Ruidian?
Yeah, Ruidian. Yeah, the second, the last sentence in the first paragraph, Joe.
Okay. The Green Man said that he had visited Avendasora and rested beneath it some 2,000 years previously. Thus, he had visited Ruidian during the Trolloc Wars.
That's
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a really cool confirmation of something that he says early on that really kind of like when you think about it didn't make sense, but the answer is why the fuck not? Yeah.
If Ruidian was the Club Med of the Waste, so it makes sense that the Green Man would hang there for a while.
It'd be pretty undisturbed too, unless he's just hanging out with like a wise woman or a wise woman or a clan
Or
chief.
Nakomi.
Yeah.
I mean,
since the eye of the world can move or be where he needs it to be, he didn't really have to go very far, right? He just walked out of his grove and he was there.
the city was in it. The entire city was a sauna until Rand ruined it.
Thanks a lot. Ryan, I got a joke for you.
Oh, yes. It always helps to preface jokes.
Do you know what?
I agree.
I find it way easier to laugh when they're prefaced.
Hey, Ryan, get ready to laugh.
This one's gonna be a good rape joke. No, I'm kidding. Do you know what Rand's ideal wife is after anal sex? Avienda Sora.
So much tone.
Ridiculous.
So much tone.
Where is that every week? Make one of those every week.
Can we pull the plug now?
Yeah, we're done. Yeah.
Alan, honestly, it's like another 35 minutes.
Hey, Alan, why do editors usually suffer from a chill?
From a chill? I don't know.
Yeah, they're surrounded by drafts.
Oh,
no.
These are all courtesy of my brother. I don't think like this.
I think
Ryan's a lot.
Ryan might have like at least a tight 30 seconds. I don't know if he's got 2 minutes, but it's going pretty well so far. Hey, Alan, right under Rudian on page 620, there's a character called Reese Balaman. Was that Rand's original name, the whole thing?
Recycle.
Reese!
You have to recycle, right?
Jeez.
Uh-huh.
He's like, I like
that's
this name,
great.
not for Rand, but I'm going to use it.
Balaman.
Good.
Reese Al Balaman.
Your next
Randy and
born.
mercenary working for Elaine.
Tall.
I really love the recycle joke.
That's great, yeah.
I just put my notes away.
Let's go to resell. Page 622.
Is that just so you can talk about tits?
No, I've got some legitimate questions about this.
All right, good.
Joe, you can read all about her impressive bosom if you'd like.
Was it 622?
Yeah, Rizal or resell.
Rissel.
Rissel.
Oh, I always said Rissel.
So did I.
No.
Oh,
All
I
right.
said Rizal.
An
I don't
Alteran
know why.
noblewoman with an impressive bosom. Thailand gave her the task of caring for Ulver to give herself a clearer path to Matt. Interesting. Rissel let Ulver sit on her knee and rest his head on her bosom while she taught him to read.
Jeez.
Standing 5'5" with a face to match her bosom.
What?
So is large?
What does that mean?
Olive complexion and
What does that
big
mean?
dark eyes.
The same thing happened to me when I read it, so I had to read back. Impressive. Impressive.
Ah.
Impressive.
I don't.
All right, it's right there, Tom.
I
You
pictured
were
a
fine.
Dolly painting.
These are just gigantic.
I'd like to see
I
that
really-
puppet. Yeah.
I really read it and I was just like, her cheeks look like tits? I don't get it.
Laugh again, puppets.
It seemed like the perfect moment to insert your daughter's voice, yeah.
Rousseau always made one entertain her before allowing one to rest one's head on her bosom. What? She became engaged to marry Shanchan Banner General Yamada, whose singing voice delighted her. He bought her a vineyard in the Ronin Hills. Interesting.
So I remember all of this, but after thinking,
She died in the last battle. Wow, what?
I wish.
Horribly.
I remember like Tom Maryland and Julian Sandar discussing like yeah, I went and sang to her. Like, oh wait, you entertained her? So Alan, to your memory, what the fuck is that noise? First off, I guess maybe it's me. Okay. Anyway, to your memory, what does makes one entertain her before? Is that cunnilingus?
I think it's singing.
I mean, it could be anything. Prince prayed before he had sex.
Glad Ryan's there.
A weird pull.
I could do it. I could do it.
According to Beslan, so I mean, like, obviously he knows.
Yeah, I mean, entertainment's entertainment. Whatever floats your boat. But
Yeah, whatever she's into at the time, you know.
Now,
Editor
Oliver
jokes.
was part of that too, right?
Yeah.
Oliver, yeah.
He had
So-
small hands.
We don't know how he entertained her.
Yeah.
He was nomadic too.
Yeah. No cabbage.
Oh my God.
And what are the laws in Altara about that?
They seem to be pretty
no.
loose. You
This
can
is a-
cut it.
You're an adult. You're an
right.
adult at age 10, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could just blame Tuon.
My only question about that entry is, I didn't realize she was a noblewoman. I thought she was just.
I thought she
serving
was
in the
I
palace.
thought she was just a servant. But maybe that's just my opinion of women.
Oh, I thought it was somebody from her court.
Oh, what did I say? Which would be someone from the court would be a servant, or a
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah,
I've
a
read that
noblewoman, yeah.
so many times, and I thought she was just a maid in the palace. with
Yeah,
big
yeah.
tits.
No, she was a handmaiden to the queen, like in the sense of like another.
handmaiden.
Yes, a handmaiden.
Yeah.
So, Alan, can you take me back? I know. This might be traumatic to like bring me back to the room where all the work is being done, and right when the moment when Renan was put forward, one of Renaud Farnoir's farmhands. Like, how was it? Like, what, 2 to 3 hours of arguing about yes, add Renan, no Renan, yes Renan? Were there factions? Were you pro Renan? Were you anti Renan? Alan, give me Renan. Why Renan?
It's on page 622, Alan.
622.
Who the hell is from? Oh, yeah, right, the farmhand, right.
Yeah, huh?
Well, he exists. He's in the books. There was no ifs, ands, or buts if he was going to be in here.
Just
That's
all.
confidential.
Maria told us in M, Ryan, that they put everything in. No,
Okay. It's just
Kitchen sink.
more than kitchen. Okay, it shows.
It does.
It shows. There's a
It's
road
an
down here,
encyclopedia.
like the River Road.
There
Which
was
is
not a lot
like-
to say about Renan, but we gave it our all.
Oh,
So as I recall, that was a stormy night, one November,
Ah,
and
The
the
Renan-
lights were
yeah.
flickering on and off from
Uh-huh.
the electricity going in and out. And what do we do about Renan? Come on, Maria. Come on, Maria. Say something.
You're like, no one knows Renan. No one remembers Renan.
He's a farmhand.
A lot
Renaud
of pots of
Farnoir,
gold
What does he do?
that night.
Does he shovel things? Or does he milk cows? What does he do?
I think he goes north to the Blight.
Couldn't answer it. We finally gave up at 3 a.m. and said, "This is all we got."
Wow,
wonder.
guys, this is you.
Right?
You don't get this.
That's the kind of effort we put into this.
Into each and every entry.
No entry is too little to ponder over.
yeah.
Do you guys want to go just one page over to 623, one of the best characters in the books?
Best
Yeah.
characters.
Oh, the little wolf! I did not realize his name was Little Wolf.
Yeah, we'll do
Actually,
Rogel
Dorsey.
Esmeralda. Here's the most fascinating thing about him to me. It's about 6 sentences down. He calls him a bit of a dandy.
Yeah.
He goes, Tom. He's he has the gray hair. He's like, yes.
He's got this ruby log.
He's got the ruby earring.
Yeah.
He's got
Yeah.
he's got the beauty mark. Yeah, he's crushing it.
Literally my only note.
Yeah, if he were on
bit of a
TikTok,
dandy.
he'd be all over it, right?
What
that's
would
the
Rodell
Romani
Esmeralda's
question.
TikToks consist of?
All right. Now my new headcanon.
With cat.
In The Princess Bride, when he and Inigo Montoya is like, right, like when he's chasing down that dude, who is Fezzik? No, not Fezzik. Who is he chasing? Who's the king he's trying to kill? What's his name?
Six-fingered man?
Yeah.
Inigo
forget his
Montoya.
No, Inigo Montoya is trying to kill this guy. He goes, "You killed my father, prepare to die."
Yeah.
I mean, it is the six-fingered man. What is that character?
Anyways, well, that guy is now Rodell. It's her all day in my head.
that tracks. I like that.
Alan, by the way, I'm having the 12-year expression of the Calvados iced out.
Oh, what brand? What brand?
Still that same shitty one that I talked to you about. Roderick ruled.
Oh, yeah. How's the 12-year? How's the
Yeah.
12-year?
The 12 years better than the 3, which sucked.
Yeah. Can you drink it straight?
Count Christopher Guest.
Been doing it all
Not
night.
name of the movie, Luke.
I don't think that's quite right, but it's close.
All right, Joe. Apparently, you're the reader. Can you read
Sure.
on page 623 the third to the last entry? Can you just read that for us?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
really?
third to last.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Rod holder.
Rod holder.
Uh-huh.
A
Have
rank
we-
in the Shanchan army given to the second in command or third, if the Empress is counted. Also, anyone that plays the skin flute.
So Ryan, I want you to tell me your thoughts because I've got a lot on this, and it was really kind of offensive to me.
I think if you're first in command, you hold the dick of the person to your left, and their second
No.
command, it just goes on down the
Now,
line.
so if the Tamerlan was in charge of the 9 rods of Dominion, does that mean he's jerking everyone off?
That's more of a circle jerk.
Yeah, that's different. That's everyone comes at once. Like, to me,
That's what's called holding court.
Yeah.
I found this to be further proof that women or gay men are second-class citizens because they were holding someone else's dick as opposed to their own, and I was offended. Very offended.
If you're the absolute leader, who's playing with your genitals?
The Emperor.
Mother.
Just nobody.
Just
I mean,
nobody.
the person,
You can't. Yeah, you got to
the
stay
first in
focused.
command, the first in command.
Joe,
No,
do not put the
technically,
most.
you're the
Do not
person
put that comment up because we all know what the answer is.
Why wouldn't I? It's a fantastic comment. My shizzle says, "What are the rod holders' nails lacquer?"
Don't even say it.
Nail polish.
Do you guys want to flip to page 625 real quick?
I sure do.
Okay, it's Ramonda's entry.
Yeah,
Guys, I'm having a great time. Just wanted, if you guys were wondering, I'm having a great time. Alan, are you having a great time?
I was concerned.
I can't say how much. I can't say.
Alan, what type of blood does the editor have?
What type of blood does an editor have? Tell me.
Typo.
Typo.
Laugh again, puppet.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm sure
It's like
you're familiar with typos, right?
It's the most half-ass roast of Alan I've ever heard. It's amazing.
Come on, you Google some.
Ramonda.
You mean come up with them?
No, the one here's okay. I did come up with one. Alan, why do? Oh shit! I forgot my own joke. Let me get back to it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Why do all editors have a bad sex life?
Why do all editors have a bad sex life?
Juxtaposition. That's what I came up with. That yeah. I mean, I can't. It works. It works. It's layered.
Why did I make that resolution?
I know.
Yeah, you should have made that the next time. Dan.
But
You should have just let loose on Ryan.
There's got to be a truth rod we could give you to undo that.
A truth rod? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very handsome.
A rod
He's very
holder?
yeah. Rod's very handsome. He'll come over, just show you the truth.
Weren't we on Ramondo?
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah. Thanks, Alan.
Oh
sorry.
no! Oh,
Did
dude,
Alan just
sorry.
keep the show on rails?
No, that was
Well, except for the problem is that my only note for Ramondo was going to be that I just wrote "ugh" and I didn't even read it because fuck her, I hate.
Alan,
And I said, "I the yellow Aja." That's what
Totally agreed. We hate Ramondo.
I didn't read
Yeah.
one word of it and refused to.
Well, she had a plump bosom, it says.
That's a good
Beautiful
start.
singing voice.
Alan,
A high soprano voice.
if you were to make a list of all the women in this book that don't have a plump bosom, how long would it be?
It'd be pretty long. Don't have a plump. Oh,
Don't. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. You don't.
Well, I think they were unremarkable.
The Aes Sedai foretelling the strength of Aes Sedai power, right?
Yeah.
You don't know about the one that was for bosoms. So
Yeah.
Oh.
Is there a ranking?
that wasn't in any of the glossaries, right?
No.
Are you wait? No. Wait. Are you talking
There was no
about
bosom ranking system in the glossary.
Are you talking about Radon's standard of bosom deviation?
yeah. Redun's bosom.
The bell curve starts with. Wait, who's at the top of the bell curve?
Well, the bell
Yeah.
curve starts
We
like
know
that,
what the bell curve looks
and then
like.
it goes.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
nipple
Here's the
mean,
nipple on the end of the bell curve.
or is that the median?
Is it Lanfear or is it?
This is really
It's not a
degrading.
big titty chick.
And the lower
During the last
standard-
battle, Ramanda stayed on the field of battle to provide emergency healing. She was killed during the initial Sharon attack.
Had it coming.
Oh, that's a shame.
You know what? All right. So here's the deal for all the people who
Extremely
watch it,
satisfying.
both of you. We will gladly help if you guys write the actual statistical equation with breast size. We will be very happy to underwrite that as some type of bizarre thesis for whatever dumb school you're in. Because I assume you have to be in college at best, or maybe yeah. We'll help with
And I'll draw the bell curve, you know.
that. It's a bell curve. It's already drawn.
Yeah. Yeah,
It exists.
I'll draw it.
Your
I'll
plot
wife
the data
slaps you.
points.
Whose bell curve is that?
I'm just excited that
You nailed her voice, Ryan. That was eerie.
Yeah, shrill as I could get. Yeah,
Sounded just like her.
just shrill.
The cause of at least 20% of the divorces in America.
Bell curves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
bell
yeah.
curves.
Easily.
Alan, a question for you. So, related to on page 624, Royden, who's just an IEL who's kind of older, do IEL retire? Like, he's described as being kind of like gray haired, getting a little older.
Mhm.
Do they just die? Like, they just don't really gotta get a future that's not fighting. They just die in battle as they get older and just worse.
Oh, how do they retire?
Yeah, or do they?
Well, no, I think it's right here. He had once been handsome, but showed the effects of too much drinking and too many late nights.
That's about
Then
Royden.
he moved to Pennsylvania.
Yeah. He threw himself into that.
No, you're looking at the king of my God.
You're
there's
looking at
so much
Rodrin of Mirandi.
there.
I'm talking about Royden, a man of the Salt Flats, after the Nakai Aiel.
Down at the bottom.
I'm sorry, I missed.
Roidan.
Oh, Royden.
Yes. And again, there's nothing specific about him. Nothing, but just an Aiel warrior. Like, do they, like, you know, you hit 50, you kind of leave being in a battle formation, or you just get lined up in the front and just die early?
Yeah, that's never been discussed, has it?
Well, we can now.
We can now
Yeah.
speculate.
Well, maybe you never stop and you go 3 and 5 and then you get divorced from your supermodel wife.
Or you get a Or you get a retirement condo in Ruidian.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh,
And honestly, at the time, with all that fog and all that, like it probably does wonders for your skin after being in the sun for years.
absolutely.
That makes
Absolutely.
sense. All right.
Colonics. Colonics.
What?
That's my idea. I don't know.
We're in favor.
I want to go back to Ramonda for a second here. I think this is one of the more peculiar ways of describing someone I've ever seen in my entire life.
Sure.
Thank
One might have thought she would have a beautiful singing voice
Yeah.
if one could imagine her singing. Which you could.
That means she was super uptight, Ryan.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Mid sentence is the one that actually drew my attention because it makes less sense.
That makes no sense. You can put any occupation in there and it works.
Wait, it makes a little more sense if you read the sentence right before it.
No, I like to take everything out of context.
My
Jesus.
bad.
We're trying.
Yeah. So
She has a high soprano voice. One might have thought she would have had a beautiful singing voice if one could imagine Ramonda singing.
Oh man, she had brown eyes, not particularly large.
Not particularly large. Oh, another one. Yes. That's
that's
so
the
weird.
He really,
Like he's
he
on
really
a.
went out of his way
It's
to
just
say
a
she
scale
was
of
not
largeness he
particularly
works with.
This
small
brings
eyes.
realism to it. That's all.
she wasn't some beady-eyed bitch, is what he's trying to say. But they weren't huge. She's not a Japanese kind of like manga character,
Oh, no.
but she's not some beady-eyed bitch.
No.
So in the middle.
So
In the
regular.
middle.
Yeah.
She just had regular eyes.
No. They weren't small.
So she had breasts like her face.
Yeah. There you go. Good callback.
Oh no. This is the chapter of breasts like your face.
Yeah, actually, that was a weird translation. Go literal. So breasts like her face.
I'm
Yeah,
just
so
really
breast.
glad that
Poetry.
everybody stumbled over the Rizal thing too.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
breath like your face should be the best. Is that a compliment or
And a
insult?
face to match, and everyone's like, tit face?
I think she just had a stick so far up her ass that no one could imagine her relaxing enough to actually sing a song or have fun of any kind. I mean, that makes sense. It's worded very interestingly.
We missed the kind of the rare two entries in one name, right? Earlier on, I'm trying to find it. Yeah, there's one who was Rashawn. We're talking page 611. Everyone, turn to page 611 of your.
Turning to page 611. Oh yes, Rashawn, yeah.
Rash and a muscular young man who is one of Grendel's pets. Samael sliced him in half with a gateway.
Yeah.
Or
Good death.
Arian's warder, right? That is great.
One of two who survived Rand's rage when he tried to escape from the tower Aes Sedai. Arian left him and Bartol, her other surviving warder, in Carhian when she went with Catswain to Farmatting. Then they and the other warders were able to lead Logain and Bashir to Rand at Algamar's manor in Tyr.
I was surprised that I found right above that Raylan Darksbane's entry so unnoteworthy. Because I was always so fascinated by the other false dragons when I was first reading the books.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Urian and Raylan Darksbane were two of my favorite characters that never existed anywhere besides 2 or 3 comments from Tom Maryland and Ishamael and the fucking glossaries. They were still menacing, dark, but at the same time you didn't know anything about them.
Yeah.
Which is because they weren't really trying to be menacing or dark. Really, they thought they were actually maybe not. But yeah, they were just fucking fascinating, and they were also from Farmatting, right? Weren't both of them from Farmatting?
Uh-huh.
Which again, weird town.
Very, very early on in the annals of our show,
Anals.
we very spontaneously, Brother Dan brought up, started reading a list of the different false dragons, and I would repeat them like they were WWF characters coming into the ring. So it was like, I was like, Rowlin' Darksbane and Rogosh Eagle Eye. So I can't read these names anymore without thinking that they're just like entering like a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
I glossed over it. There is another.
You sort of
entry in
sound
here.
like you're announcing them on SNL as cast members, though.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I'm gonna work on that WWE entrance voice.
We have other entries that are of relevance, whether joking or not.
The Herod Fell's book. I want to read it. Reason and Unreason. I want to read that.
It's actually the same book written backwards.
Yes, it feels like it might be relevant to now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I can read it and understand what's happening right now.
Well, you think so, but maybe you're actually wrong. Right and wrong.
Reason and Unreason. A book by Herod Fell. That's not a glowing endorsement, you know.
It's a good subtitle, though.
tWoTcast. It's a show on the internet.
A book by Herod Fell.
That's actually the most accurate description of our show that's ever been made.
Oh, Beach said next Royal Rumble theme, all false dragons. Is there enough?
Six.
Oh, there's plenty.
There's a bunch.
Yeah, there's.
I mean, but I mean,
there 30?
how much do we know about them, though? Can we argue endlessly about who wins? I would say no.
It's impossible.
I think there's half a dozen at least.
Even if we throw Rand and Rand in there and Loose Theron even. I don't know.
All right, Ratliff Snails, page 612. Brigitte's Curse. Ratliff Snails. You stub your toe, you yell, Ratliff Snails.
Yeah,
Is that what it is? Is it stub your toe curse?
I don't know. It just says a curse used by Brigitte. Brigitte.
Alan, if I'm correct, that's when you guys started reading the Harry Potter books and it's or watching the Harry Potter movies. So it's Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah. Radcliffe. I think so. Probably where it came from. I'm also thinking the Red Bull Inn on the next page.
Ooh.
Wonder where that came from, huh?
It looks like
Red Bull and Calvados. You should try it, Jono.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is?
Please tell me he does not do that.
I'm not saying.
Oh man.
Red Bull and Calvados?
Yeah.
Please tell me he didn't do that.
Right the fuck up.
Red
Robert
Cocklebird.
Jordan's just drinking Red Bull and Calvados.
Yeah.
Staying up late.
Nice.
Staying up late writing books.
Listening to jazz.
So Red Bull.
All right, yeah. So Red Cocklebird.
A good Calvados can be also very. The idea of taking something that's supposed to be a pretty premium liqueur, or I guess really it's just a liquor because it's brandy, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
So the idea of doing that with Red Bull,
brandy.
Yeah, it's a.
I've never heard of people combining that.
It would. I imagine that
Aside
whoever the
from
brewmaster
Jim.
for that would fucking murder himself. See?
M.R. Halley just said, "Who is Dave Handlin?" Dave Handlin stabled his horse there at the Red Bull Inn.
Yeah.
Dave Handlin is
a
Doyle
baddie.
Manoir.
The greatest.
Dave Handlin is a
dark.
dark friend, rapist.
Yeah.
He tried to kill
cut
Elaine's
babies out of her belly, which I loved because I hate Elaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything she survives through just makes her like cooler. Right? Like you want her to have a life of luxury and like strife free. Like she survived so much shit. She's like awesome.
Who are we talking about?
Elaine.
Ugh.
Like the thing that Joe wants is for her to suffer, but every time she suffers, she gets stronger and cooler. It backfires on you, bro.
Does she get cooler?
Mm-mm.
Hey, let's talk about Red. We need to talk about Red Cockleburs.
Well, first though, did you know that Elaine had a different name in the earlier manuscript?
Please tell me.
Was it Blair?
It was. Yeah, do you know, Jono?
It was cunt.
No.
Claire. How about
As I
Claire?
recall, it was Muffy, but
Muffy?
That wasn't far off. Muff is another name for vagina.
I may be wrong about that. I'm not sure.
There's Muffy. Muffy Tricon.
Her name was actually supposed to be Muffy.
Why do I think you've had an animal named Muffy, Alan?
Muffy and Reese.
Yeah. You're two dachshunds for childhood dachshunds.
Another the frat
Sounds
party.
like a horrible Netflix
Princeton.
Muffy and Reese. Oh man.
Canoodling and Stone and Teeter.
All right, Red Burr. What is it?
And now we have a whole series
Red
of
Cocklebur.
reds. We're in Redville. Red this, red that.
Red cocklebur, a plant found at least 100 miles south of Tarvalon. Its presence on Zara's saddlecloth led to her being found out as one of the rebel Aes Sedai when discovered by Pravara's group hunting the Black Aja in the tower. I remember that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the dumbest thing. I'm like, well, I remember that.
So, and this is
she
fun.
said she came from the north, so she was lying. So it was like lying. Yeah.
This is fun. There's Red the horse and then Red Horse.
Come on, Joe.
Yeah, you guys notice that?
Queued up.
Oh.
That's Joe's bread and butter.
You mean horse?
Yeah, horse fleshes.
Yeah. You got to know where. If you put the fist in the right spot, you can tell it's a good horse.
Yeah.
Would that be the red spot, which is the a disease that affected tobacco? It withers and leaves?
That's how you judge horse flesh.
I'm not a horse trader, sorry.
You know, what's funny is we used to do real interspersed with not real, but I don't think we've done a real one in a while.
Yeah. Give us something actual serious to talk about.
A real one?
626, Rhonda Makura.
Okay.
I like to have any jokes besides just the obvious ones. So you guys remember who Rhonda is? She was the person in the fourth book who was actually in Eyes and Ears for the Yellow Aja, and then saw Elaine and Nynaeve and gave them the fork root tea. And then her arc is miserable, kind of funny, but at the same time is kind of perfect for what happens to her, because she starts off really just being a good eyes and ear, or eye and ear, I guess, individually, helping the Aes Sedai. Unfortunately, didn't expect, Tom and Julian Sandar. Then gets fucked over for daring to screw up and not, expect that. Hates the Aes Sedai, turns on the Aes Sedai, helps the Shan-Chan, and then the thing that, that she had first discovered becomes the thing that Perrin uses to really turn against the, Shan-Chan and then relieve the Aes Sedai. Is kind of a bizarre circular, I don't even know if that's really circular, kind of thing. I really enjoy just the bizarreness that is Rhonda Makura.
What about the fact that she's an eyes and ears for the yellow and her last name is Mikira? It's like a bad Mario joke.
Why?
What?
Why is that a bad Mario joke?
Because she'll cure you.
Only in a Mario voice does that joke make sense.
I know that.
And I'm a kid. Jesus.
That makes me feel embarrassed, and I say some embarrassing
You
shit.
You should feel embarrassed for me. I just really enjoyed it.
Hey, Ryan has a show to go to, and we need to wrap this up because it's way past Alan's bedtime, I think.
Way past.
Yeah.
I need some red something.
You need Red Bull and
No,
Salmones.
I'll find it.
Who said that?
They do describe
Red
it.
Daisy. Red
Yeah.
Daisy. That's what I need. Red Daisy. Tea for headache.
Calvados.
Calvados.
Yeah, Red Bull.
Oh, yeah,
and
he was
Palmade.
asking.
Yeah,
Is Red Daisy an Instagram model?
it was.
Ah,
It bled out.
Oh, good lord.
God almighty.
we didn't even get to the end. Ooh.
Yeah,
Your life.
kind of like my preparation.
I think I think red horse is interesting. The symbol of Candor is red horse.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
How do you pronounce
That's
that, Joe?
What, horse?
Yeah.
Red horse.
Joe, what do they do with the Kentucky Derby?
They ride horses, obviously.
And you bet on them.
Yeah, you can bet on horses.
You can bet on which horse is the best horse.
Depending on which horse is the best horse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which horse will come in first place?
Yeah.
Which horse will come at all?
Well, we'll know which horse comes in second place, the rod holder.
Mm.
I felt like that was a pretty solid callback.
I agree.
Solid. You said solid.
Is that a drinking obligation, Ryan?
Speaking of which,
All right.
Wrap it up. Somebody end
Wrap-
it.
Well, who's got a good last entry?
Oh God, I don't think I have any.
I'll go all the way to the beginning. Page 600. Rabbit nose. There's nothing funny about this. Other than it's just rabbit nose, a fierce wolf.
A young, very fierce male wolf.
uh-huh.
They contacted him for information after he and the others set out to find the kidnapped rat.
How do you
That's all
get
you
that
got.
name as a wolf? How do you get that name?
Exactly.
Well, he's good at finding rabbits for the pack to eat. Come on.
Or
Yeah, he smells out the rabbits.
Or
actual
All the
rabbit.
wolves are hanging out and they're like, look at that guy. He's got a good rabbit nose.
Yeah, he's like a little dinky little rabbit nose.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to page 602 for Ryman Holtman, we've got an almond bunt sighting.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
Almond
Hey,
butt.
almond bun.
He pops up in every letter somehow.
Almond
somewhere.
Bunch is the unofficial sponsor.
Somehow, some way.
Almond Bunch, the patron saint of tWoTcast.
all right, I have one. My last one. If you want
All right,
on
go
on this. The first page 602. Russell of Aravni.
Oh, I thought we were back to Russell.
Wait,
what's
602.
Sorry, 600. My bad.
Oh, okay.
My bad. All right, yeah. So this is a woman who she'll grab you, she'll kiss you, she'll smash you, and then kiss you again. She sounds like a good time.
Ryan, why don't you play us out with a good editor joke?
She and Bukama were friends. She greeted him by grabbing his ears and kissing him thoroughly, then slugging him in the jaw, then kissing him again. She put Bukama up in her rooms.
Alan, is it true that Bukama's original name was Bukaki?
Yeah, that's correct.
Bukaki the rod holder.
I'll end with that.
So that's tWoTcast for this week.
That's it.
If you have any comments or questions, leave them below, and in theory, we'll get better at responding to them. That's actually kind of true. You can listen to the audio version of this show wherever you get your podcasts. tWoTcast theme songs brought to you by the one and only Taffy Bennington, and of course, Andrew Bard of Time. Links to all their stuff is below. Thank you, our guests, Alan Romanczuk and Ryan.
It's an honor.
Thanks, guys, for being on the show.
I love how Alan's in the toilet, in the bathtub, right?
Shower. It's in the shower. It's an upright shower.
It's
Yeah. Either that
an
or
old
that's
it's an old tWoTcast show.
ever. Yeah.
Alan likes to stand in the shower and think about us. You know,
Yeah.
it's been going on for a long time.
I don't know why. But,
Join us next episode for more Wheel of Time covering the companion, the letter S with Maria Simmons. And maybe some other S's in there. We don't know. Also, we're going to skip a week due to Maria's scheduling because she's going to go see Livingston in his new book and at the signing with Harriet. So we're going to miss next Tuesday in order for Maria to have fun. And we'll be back the week after that.
What city is that going to be in?
It's only in Charleston, apparently.
Where do you
I
live,
was
Ryan?
mildly disappointed in.
Nowhere near Charleston.
Yeah,
I live in Northern California.
Oh, that's where it's going to be.
Shit. Should we?
Oh, you want to go?
Oh, yeah, Ryan has a beautiful backyard.
I do.
Alan, thanks for being on the show.
Come visit.
Alan,
An honor.
we
Good
fucking
seeing
love
you
you.
guys.
Yeah. Thank you so
Ryan.
much.
All right, Alan, this is fun. Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Ryan, I feel like you don't smile enough lately.
Oh, I'm very serious. I'm getting older. I'm going to the doctors more. You know, it's like, you know, shit's happening.
You don't have any gray in your ear or in your mustache or your hair.
Well, no, thank you.
I'm Joe. Say goodnight, Jono.
Random.
Good night, Jono.
And Tom.
Stay your mouth.
Keep the change, you filthy animals.
Among the first to start, the tWoTcast was so smart to lovingly bash our favorite books. But that was long ago, and now they've grown the show, and now they got us in their hooks. Don't throw coins to these bastards, they need bars of gold at least. Someone please keep them afloat. Now let's listen as they once again ramble through a book. Let's get the fucking quote. One of them is Tom, but he is barely on. Sometimes he calls into the show. Another one is Jono. Is he their joker? Oh no. And Joe, is he the stupid one? Welcome to the tWoTcast. We will share our love for books and all our hate in every episode. We'll entertain you, make you laugh so hard you barely can stand up. That is the tWoTcast code.